shown me anything tonight.
Giants have 2 timeouts. The Cowboys have their full complement of 3. Second and 10 from the 19. Graham guns one, and it is juggled and held onto by Toomer, and Dion is right there. He stays in bounds. Clock rolls. Ball at the 23.
I call timeout if I'm the Dallas Cowboys right here. I don't know why they're not calling timeout. You have to call timeout.
Well, I think you still have to wait here because if the Giants convert, it's 3rd down and 5. You hurt yourself if the Giants convert. Now, of course, if they don't, then you call timeout right here.
You think they're going to convert right here?
I don't know. 3rd down and 5 from the 24-yard line. Flag. Action up front. Graham hit as he throws. The ball is picked off by Brandon Noble at the 21-yard line, but Graham is saying not a problem. The Cowboys are offside.
The best offensive weapon that the Giants have had tonight has been Kent Graham calling snap counts and getting guys to jump offside.
And Alonzo Spellman is the guy, and this is going to be, it's 3rd down and 5, and from where we are, I think they're still going to be a little short of the first after the penalty.
Offside. Defense, number 90.
They will be a little short of the first down. It will be 3rd and inches now at the 29-yard line.
And you have one of the biggest quarterbacks in the league right here. Just run a quarterback sneak right up the middle and just get it over with, and now start over with your 2-minute drill. Right up the middle. Just let him take it himself.
Instead, he turns and he hands the ball away, and Way only needed a few inches. The Cowboys say no, but from here it looks like yes, and Hantak says yes. That's a first down.
Well, the Giants have got to get moving or call timeout or something. They have to. There we go. We call timeout. Man, I'm telling you, this is tough to watch, Al, because it just doesn't seem like this is the offense that I ran in Arizona with Jim Fossil. It was an attacking offense. It was an offense that moved down the field, and it's just painful watching it just kind of just move, and it's just not flowing.
Well, they haven't been in sync tonight. They haven't been in sync all season offensively. I mean, tonight they're kept in the game by their defense and by one special teams play.
Right, and their possessions up to this point: 4 and out, 4 and out, 5 and out, and 3 and out. A bunch of sacks, some penalties.
10-10 with 49 ticks left. Happy Tuesday, by the way. It's midnight. Tuesday morning football is being brought to you by.
Don't you worry about it, Al. New York stays open.
Yeah, I heard.
4 hours.
I've heard. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Graham throws. It's caught. And it is Joe Jurevicius who makes the catch, picks up the first down, and saves a timeout by getting out of bounds at the 41-yard line with 44 seconds remaining.
When you have receivers the size of Jurevicius and Toomer, and with the arm that Kent Graham has, those plays should be pretty easy for those guys to complete. I'd continue to work, especially with the way that the Dallas Cowboys play defense, and that was against Deion Sanders that last play.
1st and 10 at the 41. He almost gets the Cowboys drawn offside, but no flag, and then it is dropped because looking upfield was Pete Mitchell. Had it, started to look upfield. It was quite clear that he didn't look it into his hands. Charlie Williams with the coverage, 2nd down.
They brought Pete Mitchell in to solidify the offensive passing game, and you can see right here, when the ball is thrown, you have to look it in. He turns his head away from the ball and loses his concentration. And it's a nice throw by Kent Graham. You got to have a little help when you're a quarterback, and right there, Pete Mitchell doesn't come through for you.
2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line. Graham, a little dump off underneath to the man of the hour, Barber, breaking tackles all over the joint, heading for the end zone. Sanders saves the touchdown, but may have not saved the game as the Giants are in field goal range with 27 seconds to play. Tiki Barber.
A terrific run by Tiki Barber. Give Kent Graham credit for staying in the pocket, biding a little time, throwing a nice, easy, soft touch pass. to a wide open Tiki Barber. Now that's how you run. You run right up the middle of the field and you break tackles. 3 missed tackles, and then Deion Sanders saving a touchdown run.
Meanwhile, the Giants sprint to the line of scrimmage with the play clock down to 3. They give the ball to Gary Brown. He is tackled at the 2-yard line.
You know,
there's another marker down.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 men on the field during the play. Will penalize half the distance to the goal line. Repeat, first down.
So half the distance to the goal line takes them to about the 1.5-yard line.
Well, if you're in here now and you're Kent Graham, you're telling your players, if you hand them the football, now you have to tell them, don't struggle for extra yardage. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, do not fumble.
You can't. I mean, you have a chip shot field goal right here.
And it wouldn't surprise me either if they just ran a quarterback sneak, or if he just sat on it. That would not surprise me either.
First and goal from the 2. Graham angles over right guard, and the Giants thinking about calling the timeout. And
Cowboys.
Well, you're in a position. Way is looking to call a timeout, but it's really the Cowboys who need to call the timeout to try to save whatever is left on the clock, because a field goal is a near certainty right now at worst.
Well, if there's a coach that needs a win in this league, it's Jim Fossil. He's been under fire because of his offense, and they have not played well. And they hadn't played well tonight either, up until really, I guess they had the first 18-play drive in the first half, but they hadn't really done anything until this last 2-minute drill here, and they made some nice plays, but certainly right here they have to be careful. You do not want to fumble the football. They still have 1 timeout to go. It's 2nd and 1. I could see them trying the quarterback sneak again. I can't imagine him trying to hand it off here.
Dave Campo just shaking his head. The Cowboys are on the verge of another unbelievably agonizing 13-10 loss. That was the case last Sunday in Philadelphia, and will be the case here unless it's 17-10. 2nd and goal.
And again, hold on to the football, fellas.
Inside the 1. Graham taking a knee. Smart play here. He holds onto the football. The Cowboys doing everything to jar the ball loose.
And he moved to the center of the field to give the field goal kicker a straight shot. And they're going to wait here now, probably to about 6 seconds left before they call timeout. 6 to 4 seconds left. There we go.
And so Fossil takes the timeout. The Giants will send in the field goal unit. Brad Dalwiso will try to win the game. Brad Maynard will hold. Jason Whittle will snap. We're talking to Fossil yesterday, and they were a little concerned about Jason Whittle snapping.
Remember, they lost their long snapper, Lance Scott, due to an injury earlier in the season, and this is not none of this is ever a gimme. And the one thing we've seen in this league, Al, this year is we've seen everything.
Yes, we have. And we saw a Philadelphia-Dallas game a couple of years ago that ended with what appeared to be a sure Philadelphia field goal and a bobbled snap. Tommy Hutton, and a Dallas win. This one is to win it. 5 seconds left. It'll be spotted at the 12. It's a 22-yard field goal attempt. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
Well, if there was ever a coach that needed a break, Jim Fossil got it tonight. He still has an awful lot of work to do with his offense. And he'll probably start by examining penalties and miscues, especially up front.
And a missed field goal that went off the upright at the end of the 3rd quarter. I mean, a million things to look back on.
And a heck of a timeout to make the Cowboys kick into the win.
Absolutely, but in the same end zone through which Dalwiso just put this chip shot.
Right, exactly.
Maynard putting it down. Dalwiso sending it through, and the Giants a 21-yard field goal officially. And Jim Fossil has just watched his team at an early season crossroads go to 3-3.
And everybody owes this guy a little debt of gratitude right here. He's had a great night, and it's been on special teams and a one big catch he had at the end.
They should carry him off in a sedan chair. Monday Night Football, the Cowboys have routed the Giants. 7th time these teams have met on Monday night. Look at the last 3. 38-10, 35-0, and 31-7. And tonight, Dion, who has been not much of a factor apart from the fact that they've been kicking away from him and not really throwing in his direction, and that's nothing new.
Well, I can tell you right now, they're not kicking it back there now. This will be a dribbler down the middle.
And they'll do whatever they can to get it into Dion's
And if
hands.
it's not, somebody needs to have their head examined.
Well, it'll be a bouncer, and barring a run back for a touchdown or barring a penalty, the Giants will go to 3-3. Washington will be alone in first place in the NFC East.
There's a team that can play some offense.
The Cowboys will go to 3-2, and the Redskins and the Cowboys will meet in Irving on Sunday.
What are they doing?
Well, they're going to kick, and Dion's going to take it at the 12. Now, wouldn't this be the all-timer? Dion's looking to lateral. Now he's going to keep it. Now it's like the Cal Stanford play. Is this possible? Kevin Mathis, unless it was a forward pass, and Mathis laterals it. It will go for the moment for a touchdown, but there's a flag down at the 28, and the flag, I would think, is for a forward pass on the return. If it's a forward pass, obviously it comes back. The officials now gather. I guarantee you we're going to have a replay. There's
Illegal
no question about
pass
that.
during the return.
All right, now
the game is over.
The game is over for the moment. Gailey is saying, but wait a second. Upstairs, they have to look at this play. The Giants, of course, are going to vacate the field as quickly as they can. Upstairs, they're going to take a look at this. Now, you be the judge as we see Dion. He's going to dance, work his way through. He initially attempts to lateral here.
Let's take a look.
Watch where he is. He comes up to the 26, and that is a forward pass.
It goes forward. Yes, it does.
Yep.
Now, Al,
by a yard or a yard and a half.
Al, my first question is who called that? Why would you kick the ball off like that?
Well,
what a great execution play by the Dallas Cowboys. Let's take a look at it. It's very clear that it went forward.
It's the old Cal Stanford play from the 1982 Classic. And that one should have been brought back for about 9 penalties. Apart from that, it was one of the most memorable moments in football history. Singor Mobley winds up going into the end zone for a Pyrrhic touchdown.
Al,
and the Giants wind up winning the game by a score of 13-10. So the Giants huddled in prayer. Eric Williams doesn't seem to be too upset, at least for the moment. In a moment, back with the play of the game. And emptying after a crazy finish, but the play of the game, the CNET.com play of the game, would be Tiki Barber with the game time 3-3, fielding the Toby going punt at the 15-yard line, skirting the sideline, staying in bounds, getting by Mobley, going all the way for the touchdown. And then after Dallas had tied the game, it was Barber again taking this little swing pass, going 56 yards for the touchdown. Tiki, the third-year back out of the University of Virginia, obviously the player of the game, is with Leslie.
Al, a fantastic night for Tiki Barber, who a couple years ago wrote some stories for the New York Times. How would you have described your night, Tiki?
Tonight, I'd probably have to say I came through in every facet that I was out there for. On special teams, we went to our no-huddle offense, and when we got in a 2-minute drill at the end of the game, things were just clicking well for me. It's a big game, and I had to make some plays.
231 yards of combined offense. Tell us about the touchdown.
The touchdown, it worked out perfect. We've been practicing that. We've got close a couple times in the past couple weeks, and everybody had their blocks, and I just had to outrun the kicker, and and another guy and dance my way in the end zone.
I saw the first person to hug you after the game was Michael Strahan, a couple of defensive players. I guess that rift is over.
Yeah, I think it never really was a rift. You know, they were disappointed in us a little bit, and you know, we've been pulling together. You know, that's what our purpose for our meetings were this last week. We wanted to pull together. You know, they were right for us no matter what we did, and we're rooting for them, and you know, it pays off.
Well, before I let you go, tell everybody what your real name is and what it means.
My real name is Atim Kiambu. It means fiery tempered king.
Well,
I'm not too fiery tempered, but I like to get hot sometimes.
You're pretty fired up tonight. Thanks a lot, Tiki. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Leslie. Well, he's the king of New York, or at least the king of the Meadowlands tonight, is Tiki Barber. He is the story as the Giants, if they are to resurrect their season, have done it against the Cowboys by a score of 13-10. We go to Pittsburgh next week. It'll be the Steelers against the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football. Again, the Giants win it tonight over the Cowboys 13-10. Al Michaels for Boomer Esiason and Leslie Visser saying goodnight from East Rutherford, New Jersey. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Now stay tuned to ABC for your late local news or other programming. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence.